Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you're doing fantastic. We have a very special guest today. We're going to get into news a little bit later. We're going to get into events a little bit later. But first, we have Kari Eckert, and she's here to talk to us about a special event for Robbie's Hope. So, Kari, welcome to the show, and please tell us about Robbie's Hope.
Thank you for having me. So, Robbie's Hope is an organization that my husband and I founded in the fall of 2018 after the death of our son Robbie to suicide. Robbie was 15 years old. He went to high school in Lakewood, and we didn't know that he was struggling, and didn't suspect that he was at risk for suicide. We learned a lot really, really quickly. Youth suicide is a huge concern in the state of Colorado and Denver, and not being addressed. And what we did was different is we went to Robbie's friends and we said, what's going on? So Robbie's Hope is an organization about empowering youth with their voice to change the conversation surrounding mental health.
Amazing. And I really appreciate you sharing that story. It has to be unbelievably painful. I mean, I have two high school kids, so I know what that's like. And this is a wonderful way to honor your son. So, talk to us a little bit about how you're using kind of Denver Lakewood community.
So what we did in 2018 is we went to Robbie's friends and we learned quite a bit. Kids knew kids were struggling. And so our organization is about providing kids with tools and resources to change the conversations with parents like you, Ryan, with administrators in schools, with decision makers, with lawmakers, bringing advocacy and awareness to the issue of, hey, we as a society need to talk about mental health. We all have it. It's not a taboo topic. It doesn't need to be slid under the rug. And we continue to do that with youth in the metro area of Denver. And now, because of COVID and because of technology, we have kids involved in our organization across all 50 states in the United States. And we're about bringing tools and resources to those kids so they can bring them to their communities. I've been fortunate to do a lot with DPS schools, Denver Public Schools, yay. And I think it was in 2019, there was a bond that passed and there was some money available to address mental health in the city and county of Denver. And that was prior to COVID. So that was a good thing. But as a state and really as a nation, I mean, the statistics are still that young people are very much struggling and that we don't have enough resources brought to them.
I love your tagline, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah,
Which is a really potent message and kind of a hard one because I think all of us like can relate to that. It's like um, it can be challenging. How did you land on that as kind of like your tagline for your company?
from listening to kids, listening to young people, bringing this a humanness to this organization and just to the conversation. It's okay to be vulnerable. Do you know anybody that's perfect? Like, I don't know. Most of us hold us ourselves to that standard that we need to be perfect. I don't know anyone that's perfect. And we want to teach young people and really anybody. This conversation doesn't need to be just for youth. We are for youth, but it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to deal with things on your own. Goodness, like
Yeah.
life is not easy. It's 2025. Things don't seem to be improving a whole bunch for a lot of us.
Yeah, but things change and things shift. And particularly, I think for teenagers, there's a certain potency in the drama of life. You go through things a couple of times, and you're like, yeah, I took that one on the chin, but we'll see how it plays out tomorrow. But for teens, it's very amplified, particularly in like this very linear progression. I feel like through a path, and it can be very challenging. I've seen that in my own family. So
Absolutely.
you're organizing this event. Tell us a little bit about this event.
Yeah, so we have had a competition each spring for the past 6 years. It's called the Hall of Personal Expression. So everything that Robbie's Hope we do hope. Hope in our organization stands for Hold On Pain Ends. But the Hall of Personal Expression, we have a theme. We have 5 different categories: fine art, digital art, music, interpretive dance, music. And we have entries from all over the country. We actually have a pretty decent grand prize for these young people. Art is something in public school that's having less funding, less emphasis on, and art is a great way to express yourself. So
Mm.
this Hall of Personal Expression, we've been really fortunate in August. We're kicking off with a collaboration, if you will, with the Museum of Contemporary Art to show youth's message surrounding mental health about mental health in
Mm.
this beautiful exhibit that's going to be, I'm super excited. It's kicks off on August 6th and it will run through September 12th at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Denver.
You guys doing an opening August 6th?
We are doing an opening on Tuesday, August 5th.
Nice.
Awesome.
Soft launch.
Very
But the
cool.
museum's free. It's free for youth and limited entrance fee for adults. So like it's going to be hot in August, right?
Yeah.
Great place to go. The rooftop at the Museum of Contemporary Art is a beautiful place to. Have any of you been there?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
I
a great place to watch a sunset, but pop into Through Their Eyes, an exhibit featuring youth mental health art.
That's
Cool.
amazing. Yeah, that sounds like a really cool exhibition. And how long did you say that's going to be running there again?
It runs August 6th through September 14th.
Okay, so plenty of
I think I
time
ever had the
for.
dates wrong
Okay,
initially.
plenty of time for anybody to get over there and check it out. It sounds like a really cool mission that you guys are working on. And yeah, art is such an important thing to not only help people through, sadness or depressed states or things like that, but also to find themselves and flourish through and find meaning moving forward. So I think that it's a really cool way to communicate those themes behind your guys' organization. And I really love the acronyms you guys have for hope. I mean, I never thought there could be so many good ones.
Right? Hold on, pain ends, just as Ryan said. Like, we get through hard things, and life experience gives us that. But yeah, expressing yourself through art. Like, sadly, a lot of us don't take the time to do that anymore,
Mm-hmm.
to use that creative side of our brain.
You know,
Exactly.
for folks that haven't been to MCA in Denver, this is a great opportunity to do it because it's incredible. I remember I went there, I saw Damien Hirst. It was a shark that was in embalming fluid that had like the rooftop, they had like a homing pigeon exhibition. So what you would do is they would give you a pigeon in like a shoebox, and then you would take it somewhere in the city and then release it, and then you would get like a ping on your phone on some app when the pigeon returned back to the MCA. It was so cool.
They had a hope, a homing pigeon exhibition. I mean,
They
they don't
did.
stop. These hopes are really great.
You're quick, Tom. That's good.
That's very good.
Hey, Kari. So, I mean, you're a podcaster. We're podcasters. Tell us about the Hopeful Conversations podcast that you run with the exhibition, and you. It seems like you're the host of that as well.
I am the host, yes. We just try to bring guests that are working in different spaces of mental health. Sometimes we have therapists. Sometimes we have guests that are more maybe for parents like Ryan trying to just figure out how do I help my teenager? How do I listen to them? We have a big focus on athletics, how mental health plays into that, and just kind of some of the pressures that athletes of all levels have. So just a whole
Mm-hmm.
variety of guests. It's really fun, and I enjoy it. And we always try to do everything through the lens of like, what does a teen want us to know?
Yeah,
What are the youth like? What's their opinion on this? It doesn't. The solutions don't come often from the adults. They come from listening to the young people who are having the experience.
absolutely. Cool. We're
And give
definitely gonna
us,
have to check that out.
yeah, what is the name of the podcast? It's Fearless, is that correct?
No, hopeful conversations.
Hopeful Conversations. Why did I see Fearless? Is that also a part of the brand in some way?
It's not, but maybe it should be. Fear is
Maybe it's
so
a
like such a reaction to talking about mental health, to talking about suicide prevention, and it's just like it disables us. It paralyzes us. I hope that by sharing my story and my organization, I place no fear in anybody, but more like a embodiment to like have conversations, talk about difficult things. be human.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We'll absolutely include the links to Hopeful Conversations, Robbie's Hope, and we'll find one for the exhibit at the Museum of Contemporary Art in the show notes below here, and make sure that everybody listening in has a chance to go check that stuff out. But we have a little bit more time here with you, and I wanted to maybe see if there's anything that you thought would be really great to highlight, whether it's previous events that you guys have done through Robbie's Hope, or any success stories that you think you find personally motivational, or maybe even have a certain tie-in to Denver and the community, because that's what our listeners are all about. So maybe if you have anything specific in mind, what's been some of your favorite outcomes of running the foundation for these past, I think you said, was it 4 years?
6 years,
6 years.
yeah. Oh,
Wow.
God. That's a tough one to narrow it down to. There's been so many.
Mm-hmm.
Youth are so, I get to work with youth every day, and young people are just, they're really cool. As an old person that like stepped into this space, I'm really, really fortunate to just help them elevate their voice. I think some of the wins that we've been able to have actually have been down at the Golden Dome in Denver, and some legislation that's really important. And to
Wow.
listeners in Denver, like to continue to advocate for the change that's necessary. I think there's kind of some assumptions that parents make about what's our children are being taught in school, what our educators are being taught. One thing that we did in 2019 was be able to have, if a young person in the state of Colorado is involved in an extracurricular, like a sports, CHASA, it's called the Colorado High School Activities Association, they require a physical for athletes. And prior to 2019, nowhere in a sports physical, parents who have high schoolers who participate in sports are very familiar with that sports physical.
Mm-hmm.
In August, little clinic will fill up. But
Sure.
no part of that physical had any questions about mental health. Well,
Oh,
we
wow.
need to normalize conversations. Now, we have the state of Colorado requires that a sports physical asks a young person how their mental health is doing. So that was a huge win. Our organization is all just about really encouraging conversations. If I can share a resource that we provide for
Yeah.
free, maybe you can post a link as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have an adult handbook. It's called the Robbie's Hope Adult Handbook, a guide by teens on how to talk to teens. The Robbie's Hope
Wow.
Adult Handbook, a guide by teens on how to talk to teens. What makes this different, we provide it in English and in Spanish for free. I actually send this to a lot of schools. I bring this to a lot of schools in Denver. We think that our educators are taught, like, how do I talk to a child that is showing signs of distress that I'm noticing maybe isn't doing well? Our teachers often don't have the tools to be able to do that. And this is a resource. And the reason this one's different is it's written by young people. It's not research for 10 years and then printed. It's teen speak. And Ryan, as a dad, I bet you would like to be able to like, oh, how do I decipher what my teenager is saying? How do I react to that? So this is a really awesome tool that I'm really fortunate to be able to provide for free. And we will have it at the Museum of
I
Contemporary Art. We have QR codes. You can download it on our website.
Fantastic. Is
Awesome.
there a way we can share a link to that resource too in the show notes of the podcast?
Yep, I'll send it to you.
Okay, that'd be
Perfect.
amazing. Um, Kari, while we've got you a couple extra minutes, can you talk to us about Robbie? What was
Oh,
he like? What was he into? What were his favorite spots to eat in Lakewood?
oh gosh, he was a quirky 15-year-old. He was very typical. He was a tennis player. He was a swimmer. He loved a good Santiago's burrito.
Hey, who
That's
doesn't?
Wow.
that's like a trademark of being a swimmer. Those you can arrive at a pool sometimes at 6 a.m. in the summer and it's really, really hot. And you Santiago burritos. Gall.
Wow.
He was an eater. We're a food family. He was a really
Mm-hmm.
good kid though. He was very school seemed easy to him. He was very, very outgoing. He was empathetic. He was well liked. He was not in trouble. He was pretty like just a normal 15-year-old kid. So it was a real shock to his friends and to us when he died. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so sad. And I think it's something that happens more often than people might realize. And foundations like this are really great to be out there and provide this type of education to, you know, allow adults and people to communicate properly with someone that they might suspect could be on that same path. You know, I've dabbled in substitute teaching a lot in the past. Right when I came out of college, I was doing it in New York City, and you know, I actually had a situation where like one of my best and favorite students, because I ended up replacing a teacher for the entire school year, so I was like a permanent, essentially new full-time teacher. But one of my favorite students, you know, exactly the same, super gifted, smart, talented, you know, already accepted to college, going the right direction. And then I was done working with that school, and I found out a year later that, you know, they unfortunately ended their own life. And I was just so surprised and would have never been able to tell in the classroom. But, you know, who knows if the right person had this type of education or resources, they may have been able to do something to prevent that. So it's really great what you guys have out here and what you're providing to people. So super cool.
Thanks for sharing that. Like it affects like so most like 50% of the population will lose someone that's like in one of their inner circles to suicide, sadly. But we don't share that. We don't talk about it. It's not like I don't know, there's power in stories and just connections and relationships.
Absolutely.
It looks
Yeah.
like you guys are very engaged on social media as well. I'm looking at the Instagram. There's a lot of cool content on here. What would you say is the best place if someone wants to reach out and get in touch? Where is the best medium for that?
If you're a young person, Instagram for Robbie's Hope for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
And we try to provide just really good content because that's where young people are hanging out. And we got to, you know, get the right information out in front of young people so they know what to do. They know what to look for. They know where to go. They know that it's okay to not be okay. They know to have hope.
Yeah.
For sure. Cool. And that's on Instagram. We'll put this in the show notes as well, but at Robbie's Hope 1 on Instagram.
Yes. I don't
Kari,
know where the one came from. I wonder why back in 2018.
really appreciate the work you're doing, Kari. It's inspirational. It's super positive and majorly hopeful. I'm going to share it with my kids and make sure that they can spread it with their friends. And I hope the listeners do the same. I'm going to make it down to MCA. I'm going to shoot you a note. I'm going to take some pictures and go check
Awesome.
it out. I think it's going to be amazing. So,
Cool.
Kari, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. And we'll see you at the MCA in August.
100%.
That sounds great. Okay. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye. Wow. I mean, what a great guest and cool story, foundation, you know, local, great cause, and really just amazing exhibit. It sounds like they have coming up at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Denver.
Yeah, it's really cool, Tom. Thanks for putting that together. It's also like, you know, obviously I have teenage kids, so like I empathize, and so can you. I mean, we were all teenagers, but like the idea of bringing teen suicide into like into something to be discussed is challenging, you know. It really is hard. I mean, I'm looking at like my agenda here of all these ridiculous news stories and stupid events, and it feels like disrespectful to put those two things together, but maybe that's like a part of beating the taboo is like is allowing space for like big emotion around something as horrible as that, but also to be like, yeah, well, there's also this ridiculous side of life too that this podcast normally dives into. It's an emotional smoothie.
Absolutely. Cool. Definitely, you know, cool change of pace for guests on the What's Good Denver podcast. And obviously, we're always trying to communicate the best local initiatives, events, people, things going on. And I think this definitely falls within that. So
Totally agree.
happy to have Robbie's Hope Foundation and Kari Eckert on with us. But hey, you know, I guess we're gonna get into the regularly scheduled programming for What's Good Denver. So why don't we kick it off?
I mean, we must. Troy, I'm not going to drop this on you. It's the hardest transition of all time, so I'll take it and bring it back to you.
Okay. Okay.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, I'm going through my news here. Like, okay, how do we transition? We need something. Okay, let's talk about the 4th of July. So there were several fires across the metro area from illegal fireworks. And you know what? I think illegal is mean. I don't know if we should say it like that. Now I'm highly unpopular with my love and support of what would be known as illegal fireworks in Denver. However, in Missouri are completely fine. But there were fires triggered in Denver, Littleton, Douglas County, and at least 16 brush fires region wide. Now, I want to make an argument here, and all the dog owners, I know I'm so sorry for your dogs. They get very triggered by the loud sounds. My wife absolutely hates it, but gosh darn it, my son and I love it. It is fantastic. So again, for listeners to the show, we always go to Jefferson Park. It's just north of um, Mile High Stadium, and this is a long-standing Denver tradition. There's probably at least 12, maybe 13 different camps of families and crews that all have brought their arsenal to be lit off. And for whatever reason, it's just okay. Everyone, people are cheering. It's very dangerous. There was mortars that were falling over and shooting and blowing people up. It like one of our mortars like exploded. It was very dangerous. But there's something about like putting the danger into July 4th in a
Hmm.
controlled environment that just there's something fantastic about it. I don't know. What do you guys think? And what did you guys get into for 4th of July?
Is there like a police presence at Jefferson Park, or is it just kind of like
No,
they
this
just
is free for all. And
okay?
like I'll send like videos of like what is going down. Now last year we didn't make any friends because I was like, dude, it's a smoke bomb year. And so we got I would say like probably like 50 like of the biggest smoke bombs you possibly could, and we just fogged the entire area for like an hour. It was very unpopular. I feel bad in retrospect. If anyone was there last year, that's me, and it's my bad. I'm sorry. That was not the right thing to do. But this year, it was like it didn't rain, so like everyone was out, and it was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, it was really a beautiful day. This past fourth, I got into just a party with some friends. We didn't go out view the fireworks anywhere, but we just had a great time. You know, we read over the Declaration of Independence just to get back to the roots of this country and what it was built off of, and it was an overall great time. We didn't need to go out anywhere. We had everyone we needed, and grilled up some good food, had a nice little evening. So that's all we got into, really.
You read the Declaration of Independence?
We scanned it through. It's a good document, and I think if you haven't gone through it in a while, that you definitely should.
Dude,
And
were there
it's
any highlights? I'm inspired.
it's as relevant as ever, I would say. So you read through it, think to current events and think to, you know, where this country was built and what it was built off of, and I think you'll be really, really pleased to have read right through it. It's a short and sweet document as well. Um, definitely give it a scan. I don't have any highlights. All I'll say is just go do it.
Dude, the highlight that always stood out is that the I think it's in the beginning, like we hold these truths to be self-evident is
Mm,
like the most powerful use of language ever. It's self-evidence. It's almost like if you disagree, you're just a big dummy. Like what you
yeah,
self-evident. It's great.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Troy, how about you, man? Tell us about your 4th of July and bring us into some of your sports takes this week.
Yeah, I did not read the Declaration of Independence, nor did I set off any fireworks. I probably should read the Declaration of Independence. For some reason, I thought it was a longer document, but I'm looking at it now. It's not that long. So
Nope.
maybe I'll give it a read through.
We
I've
found the communist. It's Troy.
Yeah, got him.
cat flag. Um, I'm scared of fireworks. I don't know. I see too many videos of things going wrong. I
Yeah.
just keep my distance. But there's a ton of fireworks in LA, like crazy. Like the whole city gets lit up. But I was actually in San Diego for the 4th of July, spending time with my mom, my brother, and my grandma. So that was really cool. Just hung out at the house, kept it really chill, and did a whole lot of nothing. Just ate, grilled, and chilled. So
Nice.
yeah, kind of my idea of a successful 4th of July.
100%.
Yeah, and going over from that into sports takes, we're kind of in the lull of the sports world right now. We got regular season baseball. Aside from that, there's really not a whole lot going on right now. You can kind of tell with the dryness of the events that I've pulled too. So one thing I don't know if you guys saw is that there was a video of Jokic's horse winning it was like a carriage race. I don't know what the name of these races are, but they have like or not a carriage, a chariot, where they have like a chariot attached to them. So his horse won this weekend, and there's a video of him celebrating. You can go check that out in the notes. That was pretty cool.
You never seen him happier.
No, no.
You never seen him happier than when the chariot horse winning the race.
He
Hmm.
can win the NBA finals, and he's not going to look like that. Me just seeing him just not playing basketball, just at some horse track, just celebrating. It's funny.
It's great.
Yeah, so that video will be in the show notes. Chris Paul retired, or he's playing one more season. He announced his retirement. So, longtime great, 20-year Hall of Famer.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, great career, and it's been a pleasure watching him play basketball for a large portion of my life. But will be his last year. I think who is he with this season? He's playing in LA. Says that. I don't even know where he's playing this season.
Who?
Chris
Chris
Paul.
Paul's playing for the Lakers?
No,
Clippers?
it says LA. Where is he at?
Hmm.
No, he's still on the Spurs right now.
Okay.
He made a statement about wanting to be close to his kids in LA. So maybe he'll be traded. I'm not sure, but he did confirm this is his last season. So it'll be sad to see him go.
Dude, we talked about it last week a little bit when you weren't here, Troy, but man, the Nuggets made some great uh free agency acquisitions, except for our boy is perhaps leaving to Greece. What's his name? I
What?
think he's Greek too. Like they got like a good center replacement. They traded Sarek,
Wow.
which you know, I think he played 10 minutes the entire season, but yeah, there's a little bit of controversy about what's his name, like potentially going to Greece. I think he's got like a $10 million deal. I cannot imagine he would bypass the chance to play for the Nuggets with a historic championship run. Bruce Brown is coming back to the Nuggets. Like, dude, the Nuggets are poised. We have to be the number one contender this year. Dude, OKC, okay, whatever. Okay, I don't see you at all. I'm saying
Wow.
like the Nuggets are absolutely going to be fire. So he's got to come back. He can't go play for Greece. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Was it Jonas Valanciunas? Is that who you're talking about?
I don't know.
That who- there's Cron- uh Kroenke made some comments it looked like about possibly trading Jokic. What is this I'm reading?
No, no, it was taken out of context. He just said the words together, which you just can never do. You can never say trade and Jokic in the same sentence. It was taken out of context, but it was like, wait, what? I did the same thing. I was like, no, no, no.
Okay.
We never talk about this.
No, that's a forbidden sentence. You don't want to.
It's the forbidden sentence. Yeah.
That's cool though. I didn't even notice those moves happened. That'll be exciting. And lastly, the NBA Summer League has the historically most expensive ticket ever, which will be for the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Dallas Mavericks. It the prices of tickets are going up to $2,500 to see
Dude, what?
to see Bronny James and Cooper Flag
Courtside.
courtside to duel in the NBA Summer League, which I don't. Those games usually are like in high school gyms, like the size of like high school gyms. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
maybe they're holding it in a different stadium, maybe like a college stadium, but it is starting on Thursday and will run through July 20th. So if you want to see the up and comers and the number one overall draft pick debut, you should tune in. Or if you want to go, have an extra $2,500 a ticket.
Dude, speaking of ticket prices, so my daughter's going to Mizzou in the fall, and so I was like, man, I would. And they're in the SEC, so I was like, dude, I'm gonna look at their schedule and see if I can like maybe go out there and catch a game. Mizzou versus Alabama is October 11th, and I was like, oh dang, that would be so sick
Hmm.
at Mizzou. So I looked, dude, tickets are $300, man, a
Oh yeah.
piece.
If you don't get the student admission price through your daughter there, you're pretty much going to be paying big bucks for that type of game. Even CSU football, it's a D1 league school for football, but not really anything too crazy. Colorado State Rams football. I mean, if you weren't getting the student ticket rate, you're paying into the hundreds of
Crazy.
dollars.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. So I was like, well, and my daughter, she's gonna finagle some tickets, but I was like, dude, you're not paying retail for that. That's insanity. And they only
No.
have, and they only have 2% available, like 40, 50% that they have allotted for the student body. So I'm sure there's a
Mhm.
lot of ways to like figure it out. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, the way it worked for me is that students get your tickets for free, but you just have to be it's first come first serve. So I'm sure at schools like that, if you're not on and ready, it's not easy to get a ticket for sure.
Yeah.
I Sporting events are getting so expensive to the point it's like you wonder how far it's gonna go,
Yeah.
or it's just like people start forming a mutiny. Because I was just looking at going to the Padres game this weekend, and tickets are just out of control for baseball. And it's not only the tickets; it's getting there. When you're in the park, you're gonna pay what, $20 for a beer, $20 for a snack.
Yeah. For a
Hmm.
Coors Light, it's $20.
Yeah.
So like, it's getting insane. Parking, like when I went to SoFi, parking was like $70 for like the cheapest parking you can get. It's out of control. So
70?
yeah, when I went to the Rams game, it was like ridiculously priced parking.
That's
Cronky.
just insane. I think that more sports teams need to be as bad as the Colorado Rockies, because you can get a ticket for the Colorado Rockies for less than the cost of a hot dog inside the stadium. And that's for most games. And I've seen ticket prices going for $7, I believe, or less. And I think your hot dogs are running you around 11.
No, I think you're totally right. I mean, the season before Coach Prime at CU, I bought, I think I bought $60 tickets for us all to go watch a Buffs game for
Mhm.
football, and everyone was cheering for the punter. They're like, dude, the punter's an All-American, and he got a lot of action in that game. Next year, 350.
I think that one of the solutions that we're absolutely going to see in the future, and we're already seeing it happen, and this is a great segue into our developing Denver highlight of this week, it's super stadiums.
Yes.
Do you need bigger, more enabled stadiums to get more people in there so that they could drop ticket prices. We even concert venues, things like that. We need more people, more space, higher
Yes.
capacity so that these prices can get under control, because we're obviously in a consumer's market here. People want entertainment. They want to go to things. That we need bigger venues.
Yes.
Now,
Yes, we do. And Tom, you got to walk us through are these mock-ups that you have here? Because this is getting me very excited.
yeah, so this is only Instagram exclusive right now, these mock-ups. This is a potential plan. This is not even like officially proposed, or even if we're sure even how legit this is, but coming to you straight from the Naked Denver Instagram channel. And I think you might need to be logged into Instagram to see this link here that I have, but I'm going to show it to our viewers live. But we have plans for a new potential Broncos stadium over in the Burnham Yards, Denver area. So from what I saw in the research here is that nothing is out of the question for Broncos Stadium right now. And they may just continue upgrades to the current stadium. They may go with an entirely new built stadium. Nobody knows yet. But it's confirmed that the Broncos and, the entire real estate syndicate is linked to a large land grab purchase in this Burnham Yards area, which is kind of just a rundown old industrial area with nothing on it right now. So I'll just
that's the area, isn't it? It's like between Santa Fe and Broadway, and there's the one bridge that goes over on 8th Street. I think it's down there, and like literally, it looks there's nothing there, but whatever these mock-ups, dude. This is incredible. I think as humans evolved, like the best thing we can possibly spend our money on is sports stadiums. You know, if Las Vegas has taught us anything, it's like, dude, if you build a dope stadium, you'll get a team. The teams will come.
mm-hmm.
And these mock-ups, man, whoever put these together, these look fresh. Like the fourth one,
These look
yes,
great. They
I
look
want that.
absolutely awesome. They even have
So cool.
video renderings here. And yeah, if you I'll just read this description from Naked Denver's Instagram out loud here. But just south of downtown in this long overlooked industrial pocket, yep, right by I-25, so exactly where you just mentioned is where it's at. Over the past year, more than 150 million in land acquisitions have been made near the 58-acre Burnham Yard site. Once a rail hub, possible home for a high-tech mixed-use, is now going to be a possible home for a high-tech mixed-use stadium district, because of how these purchases are linked to the Broncos and connecting entities of the anonymous LLC that actually made the purchases. So since 2024, this LLC has just been buying up the land, and it looks like it's for something big. The rumors are moving towards this being a potential site of a new Broncos stadium. So,
Dude,
I mean,
yes.
these
We have to have
mock-ups,
it.
I don't know who got their hands on these. They're super detailed and they look great. And honestly, I hope it's real, because
Yeah,
this
these
thing
look like
looks
legit architectural mock-ups. Like this looks like bids. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't look like you just put it into GPT and it spits this out. Like
no,
these look
no, this is
legit.
not GPT. This is real. And this is like everything as far as the eye can see in these mock-ups is real. They even have like simulated, flows for pedestrian traffic and everything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this thing looks awesome. Do you see towards the end? Oops. Let me see how many slides in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slide number 8. Look at how they're Look at how the roof is looking to open up here.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, that
that's
looks so cool.
that's
Yeah.
wild.
They have like different variations of what it could be too.
Yeah, there might be some sort of variability on these designs because there's different. The stadium in slide 7 and slide 8 have different fronts facing design here, but
I like how they show like the dilapidated buildings that are currently there to show you like
yeah.
They're like underlining, like, who cares about this, right? Like, dude, imagine if it was a sick stadium.
Scroll for exclusive AI generated visuals combined with our drone images that reimagine this rail yard as a next generation stadium. So this may just be speculation here. The stadium visuals. Okay, we should have read to the very end of this just now. Stadium visuals are 100% AI generated. They are not real, but that is confirmed that these land purchases are linked to
Yeah.
the Denver Broncos, and it may just be optimism, maybe a little bit of premature excitement about what this could be, but all we know is something big is coming to this area because somebody is buying it all up.
Silent Stan, bro. Dude, Stan Kroenke is my glorious king. And okay, so the first comment is interesting. It says, "I'm all for this if privately funded, entirely against it if it requires public funds." I disagree.
Hmm.
I think it's cooler honestly, I think there's like a 6% Denver tax right now, something like that, sales tax, which kind of pisses me off. It's just you buy $100 shirt from Rockmount, you pay $6 extra. Like, God dang, that's a lot of money. And then we talked about that. Mayor Johnston, he's a little upset that people don't want to spend the money to get the tax, and that's why we have this massive deficit. Anyway, if it was 6% and it built one of those things, I'm all for it. I would do all my shopping downtown Denver just so I could feel I'm contributing to the public good, which is making this incredible stadium that are so sick. The way that they're building things now too, where it looks like an egg crossed with a crystal or like a geode or something. It's amazing. It's so cool.
Hmm. Yeah, I love how that even in these mock-up concepts they have the light rail still running through under the stadium. They have a lot of cool new buildings in that area that would surround it and honestly gives you like the feel of a new modern space that any city needs to really get into that threshold of future proof and future ready cities. And that they're already going for it. It's already approved and ground has been broken on the updates around Ball Arena. I mean,
Yeah.
it only makes sense that they're going to try to do something big with Broncos Stadium as well.
You got to do it, and you love to see it because people are worried that they're going to move the stadium to Lone Tree or something, take it way south and like out of the downtown area.
Can't
But you
do
got
that.
to, it's the Denver Broncos. You got to put it in the city.
Also, every time one of my friends from out of town comes to visit, especially from New York City, they're so surprised at how centered all of the big stadiums are.
Yeah.
Coors Field, Ball Arena, Empower Field, all really within like 5 minutes of each other driving.
Yeah.
In New York City, Yankee Stadium is way out there.
Yeah.
None of the New York City football teams even play in the state of New York or New York City. They both play in New Jersey.
Jersey. Yeah.
The Madison Square Garden has your Rangers playing there, and then your Knicks and whatever other basketball, hockey league events going on at Madison Square Garden. But everything is really far apart. If you wanted to get from an afternoon game at Yankee Stadium over to Madison Square Garden to catch a basketball game in the same day, it's nearly impossible to do that. There's no way that you can make that happen. But in Denver,
Totally.
you could walk. You could easily walk. If you needed to,
You could easily walk.
you
Yeah.
could get from Broncos Stadium for an afternoon, or you could get from, a daytime game at Coors Field down to Broncos Stadium. Really, on one street, you could do it. So it's just something that defines the city, and I don't think they would make the mistake of sending a brand new stadium all the way out that far. I think they know what they're doing. Hopefully.
Amazing, Tom. Dude, developing Denver is like my new favorite segment of all time. This is great.
It is. It's really fun.
It's
And
so exciting.
if we're lucky too, maybe you'll just take a gondola from one stadium to the next.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see these mock-ups include the gondola in them.
That's what I'm talking about.
We need to find out what program they're using to make these so we can add the gondolas.
Yeah.
When I just read that those stadium mock-ups were AI generated, I was like, wow, this looks like a professional architectural firm made these.
Yeah. And for some reason, every time I imagine myself in the Denver gondola, I always have an ice cream cone for some reason, and I'm really worried that I'm going to spill and drip the ice cream cone into the gondola. I don't know why I think of that. Maybe it's like a flashback to being at like a amusement park or something.
Yeah, it could
You
be.
know? I don't know.
Lost your ice cream as a little kid. But maybe do we swing into events? I got
Yeah.
something cool.
Yeah. Yeah, hit us with it, Tom.
Let's do it. We've been hyping this up for a few weeks now, but we are ready to kick off our first giveaway for the Denver Brunch Fest. So our friends at Drink Denver, they are running the Denver Brunch Fest. They've been doing this for a few years now. It's one of the most highly anticipated brunch, drinking, food tasting events of the year in Denver. They know for a fact that it's most likely selling out pretty soon here. Tickets right now, $101, but what you're getting, this is over at the Tivoli Quad. Bottomless mimosas, Bloody Marys, other brunch cocktails, non-alcoholic options, and tastings from, I think it was over 40 different Denver area brunch restaurants.
Amazing.
Sorry, there will be more than 50 dishes to sample. So all of your classic brunch places around town, this is your most basic all-you-can-eat festival that you can get, and probably one of your most carb-loaded as well if you want to get out there. Let me just give some quick details. August 23rd from 12 p.m. noon to 4 p.m. In the afternoon. That is your full span of the event, but your general admission, which we're giving away 2 general admission tickets in this first giveaway, a value of over $200 total. Your general admission time is 1 to 4 p.m. So you get 3 hours, which from our experience, we've been to these festivals. We know all about them. It is more than enough time to get you completely full of food and absolutely feeling whatever drinks you are sampling. There are other options for early entry, a little bit more expensive. You get an extra half hour, and then VIP you get from 12 to 4 p.m. So that's 4 full hours. Our friend Lacey from Drink Denver is going to come on and talk about the festival 2 weeks from now. So,
Nice.
And she is going to be kicking off another giveaway for VIP tickets for the Denver Brunch Fest on that date. I believe it is the 22nd. Is it July 22nd? That episode will be coming out.
Dude, that sounds so good. I'm so excited for this. Tom, are we going to this?
I'm ready to go. Yep.
I'm ready to go.
I think we're going to be at this one. And again, that's August 23rd from 12 to 4. GA is from 1 to 4. Catch us there. We're going to make some content around this one. We're super excited to see what they have in store. So lots of things going on with the Denver Brunch Fest. But if you want to enter to win these 2 GA tickets, we're just doing our standard like this post and comment, tagging a friend who you would like to bring. Now, we're going to run this giveaway for 2 weeks. So we're going to make a post this week, and we're going to make another post next week, all of your entries on the either post between now and the date of this first giveaway winner announcement on July 22nd will be counted onto the big wheel of spinning names, and you will get a chance to get to the Brunch Fest. Keep in mind, only one entry per account. So feel free to tag as many people as you want. If your people come back and they tag you, really all that matters is the tagging account, or the account that wins the spinning wheel of names. They're going to get to pick who they want to bring. So if you're tagging a bunch of people, you better know that
You're make a decision.
You're going to have to make a decision, because we're not going to tell you which comment was your winning comment. But still, go ahead and tag anyone you'd want to possibly bring to this.
We'll say whichever platform you enter on, make sure you're following both What's Good Denver and Drink Denver as well.
Yes, absolutely. You must be following Drink Denver and What's Good Denver on whichever account you are entering this giveaway for. So that's 2 tickets to the Denver Brunch Fest. These are GA tickets, and you have between now, you're seeing this post, until July 22nd to tag and enter. And we're going to be picking a winner with our friend Lacey from Drink Denver on that day. So tune in. There you go.
Love it. Dude, the lineup is insane. The pictures for brunch might be the most unbelievable pictures ever. But just this one from Sushi Kuro. Chef Taylor has reimagined sushi burritos, dumplings, and more. Brunch specials are ubi cream stuffed French toast and hot chicken with red velvet waffles. Dude, this is
Wow.
this is so decadent. It's like it's beyond. Because you can go sweet and savory with brunch, obviously. Like you can just like make your palate and your brain explode. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not to mention Sushi Kuro. That was our number 1 favorite ramen at the Denver Ramen Fest. So it sounds like Sushi Kuro is making their stand in the brunch competition as well. Sushi Kuro had that smoked pesto chicken tonkatsu.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, these guys are dominating the festival circuit right now.
I'm ready to see what they have for Brunch Fest. Let's check it out. We'll be there without a doubt.
Yeah, we might need you on a judging panel of some sort too. Like what are the categories for brunch like?
I think probably best mimosa flavor is probably got to be in there.
Yeah.
Because every time I go to a bottomless brunch these days now, it's like, oh, do you want the normal mimosa with orange juice? We got pineapple mimosas. We got passion fruit mimosas, this, that. So I think the mimosa game is changing, and I bet there's going to be a lot to sample here.
It looks good.
I'm
Mary.
personally... Oh, sorry, Troy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say best Bloody Mary could be
Best Bloody Mary. I'm not the right judge for that category, but if we get into best screwdriver or best breakfast cocktail, happy to do one of those. But they also, it says here too, for anyone interested, a bunch of non-alcoholic beers and mocktails available at Denver Brunch Fest as well. So don't feel like you have to go bottomless drinks when you get here. You can try some food and mocktails as well. But that's our giveaway. So 2 weeks to enter into that, and then we are going to have another one for VIP tickets. Anyone can go ahead and enter that one too. Quick other event, Inner Circle Takeover at Larimer Lounge. I'll be playing a quick set from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., but this is music all day and night. 4 p.m. is the first sets kicking off outside on the back patio of Larimer Lounge. You can catch me from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. back-to-back DJ Ono, and then lots of other DJs inside and outside all night. Shout out to those Inner Circle guys. They're putting together some really cool events. That's this Saturday the 12th at Larimer Lounge. And then I wanted to highlight the summer concert series at Denver Botanic Gardens. Um, Tickets are flying off the shelves for this. I mean, we briefly mentioned it a few weeks ago, and lots of the shows are sold out already. So if you want to
Wow.
take advantage and get into the Botanic Gardens summer concert series, I see a lot of cool names on here. I wish that I was here on July 1st for the California Honey Drops. That would have been
Yeah,
super cool.
great.
I think that this Jacob Collier concert will be really really cool, but $100 and it's sold out. So you're gonna have to find a resale ticket for that one. um Tuesday, July 8th, tonight, Fruition and Top House. I don't know who those guys are, but sounds cool. And then a show every week essentially, through August. But yeah,
Dude,
half of them are
Toad the
sold
Wet
out.
Sprocket, Toad the Wet Sprocket, Jayhawks, and Sixpence None the Richer. It's like 1992 absolute bangers. Amazing.
These look awesome, and if you see the
Yeah.
photo up at the top, how they have it set up looks like a really cool um, thing. I mean, everyone's got their spots, their folding chairs ready to go. You're in the middle of the gardens. I'm sure you can find some of these tickets resale if you're interested in any of these. I mean, the whole all the last six of them are sold out
Yeah,
at
totally.
high ticket prices as well. There's no ticket here less than $83 for members.
Amazing.
Really interesting. Um, that must be something worth doing if it's selling out like that. And then the last thing that I had here before we look at a quick Red Rock schedule, Summer of Loud Festival happening over at the Junkyard. Um, this looks really cool. Check out the lineup. Share it with the people here. There's going to be some bands coming into rock your world. Killswitch Engage, Beartooth, I
Wow,
Prevail, Alpha Wolf. Get some metal in.
Nice.
that's sick.
We never really talk about this type of event, so that's going to be, sorry, one sec, July 9th this weekend. Actually, that's tomorrow.
Yeah. That's Wednesday. Some moshing on a Wednesday.
Get a little
Nice.
Wednesday mosh in. Yeah. Tomorrow at the Junkyard. Junkyard's a really cool venue. I mean, it's really just a gigantic parking lot, where they can put all different types of stages. They really go hard for the production there. So it's a hot blacktop parking lot with enough space to do whatever they want in terms of stage design.
Love it. Guitar's coming back, Troy.
Mhm.
Guitar is coming back.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've taken a while here, but I'm just putting the Red Rock schedule on screen. Russ, Primus, Incubus, the Avett Brothers, Eric Church, Slander, taking us through next week. So go check that out. Yoga on the Rocks this weekend as well, if you are so inclined. That's all I got.
Tom, there's no bass. Where's bass this week? What are we gonna do?
Slander, right? Does that count?
Yeah, Slander's based, but that's not until next
Oh.
Thursday. So it seems like the bass heads probably need to rest after July 4th weekend. Zed's dead. They don't have
Get a
any
week off.
bass going on at
Nice.
Red Rocks for a little bit.
Cool.
That's it.
All right, gentlemen, this has been fantastic. Big shout out to Kari from Robbie's Hope. Thanks for coming on and telling your story. That was fantastic. Appreciate it. Everybody, definitely check out Real Good Denver. I'm working on a new website. We're going to have a lot of new features. We got new guests coming up. So definitely sign up on the newsletter. I think we're 11,000 strong now and growing, maybe even a little bit more. Also, you guys, I'm thinking about doing like a little news brief because I like that we can just riff on like certain things. I
Hmm.
just want to talk
Mhm.
about developing Denver for like an hour, and then maybe I'll supplement with like a news and events like a 7 minute thing or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Maybe I'll get that done this week and we'll check it out. But
Like that.
Yeah, and you know what? I am going to go hard trying to get the administrators of the accounts for Naked Denver and Developing Denver, whoever is behind those accounts, we want you
yeah,
on the show.
we want you on the show. Absolutely. We need the
Yeah.
inside scoop.
We do.
All right. Later, gentlemen. See you, everybody.
Sounds good. Later, guys.